Senior Moments, sponsored by the Empowering Seniors Group on News Talk KVNU, 102 FM and 610 AM.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Senior Moments Show. My name is Bryce Patton, here with the fabulous Sid Roeder. How are you today, Sid?
I am doing fantastic.
That's wonderful. I'm so glad. Big old grin on your face this morning. That's good. We're going to get to our guest, which ends up being you here in a second. But before we do that, you want to tell everyone about our sponsor?
Of course. Our sponsor is the Empowering Seniors Group, a group of professionals that have dedicated their time and effort to provide information to seniors, their family members, caretakers, and really all the people that are involved with seniors and listen to us every Saturday morning. If you'd like to learn more about the Empowering Seniors Group, you can do so online at empoweringseniors.info, or you can email us at empoweringseniorscv@gmail.com. Or lastly, you can give me a call at 435-512-6406.
Oh, fantastic. Have we had any calls lately?
No, there hasn't been calls in a while. So
That's
I don't
true.
know. Maybe people stopped listening to us.
No, I don't think that's the case. I think they're happy with what we're doing.
Maybe.
Well, this show's a little different today.
Yeah.
You are going to be our expert today that I get to interview. You recently returned home from being with your parents and downsizing and working through them on the aging process.
Yeah. Yeah, it just brought back home what we do here, talking about senior issues and things that happen. My parents are aging. My mom has dementia, and it became necessary for them out of various reasons to downsize again because they came from a big house, and they went into a 2-bedroom apartment near where my sister lives in a big city, and they are going even smaller just around the corner. So we went through the process with them of sorting through things, discarding things, gifting things, making sure what needs to go gets packed up and all those fun things. And of course, that brought me right back into senior issues, downsizing, real estate questions, problems that you have with maybe where you currently live.
Well, so I guess my first question would be, how did you start that conversation with your parents about downsizing? How did you bring up the topic, hey, this might be too much, let's get you in a more comfortable place?
Well, I guess in that aspect, it had just reached the point where my parents felt that something needed to happen, and they needed to get even a little bit closer to my sister and financial things, because I think I've mentioned that before. My dad got scammed by a scammer and lost some money there, and so financially that's also been an issue there. So I guess it was lucky or unlucky that that drove the situation there. But there's so many with seniors, there's so many other drivers that can bring people to the point where they realize the yard is just too much. And I think for kids that want to open up that conversation, I think it's a good thing to start having those discussions gently and saying, we can't help. We're not able to help quite enough here. Would it be an idea to maybe look at some other options?
So plant the seed first and then go from there and
Yep.
see, not just, and do it, I would say, sooner than later, right? Probably doing it a little sooner than waiting till it's like, oh crap, we've got to do something today. Because that's when I think you get that resistance. So,
well, I think that's the big discussion. Also having the discussion that it's if there's an emergency, this is often what happens when there's a fall or things like that, or the neglect of the real estate property is so obvious that something needs to happen. Even especially if there's still a mortgage on there, you are required to keep your home maintained as long as you have a mortgage on a property. So that could even turn into a problem with a lender.
Yeah, definitely. So when you were looking at downsizing with your parents, what kind of things were you looking for?
Well, I don't know if my parents are the best example here. Maybe we'll shift to what I've gone through with some clients in this area is probably a little bit more appropriate. But oftentimes it's been just that. It's been the yard work was too much. Stairs in the house have become problematic. And that's when, if you turn to a real estate agent you trust, they can provide you with listings and maybe even gently take you out there to have a look what's there. There's no, you don't have to buy something, but I think oftentimes it's good for people to get out there and look at properties. That's what I've seen shift people's thinking when they realize, oh, wow, we can actually get into something. This looks better than my house. This is newer, cleaner. Somebody comes and mows my lawn, especially if you're talking about some of those 55 plus communities. There's no screaming kids on the street. This all looks very, very nice. There's clubhouses, movie theaters that we can go and use for when we have family guests. We don't need to maintain this big house just for the 3-4 times a year that all the kids congregate.
Oh, that's great information. So now I'm wondering, now when you downsize a house, I look at my house and I think of how much I've accumulated, all this stuff that's like, oh my gosh, what am I going to ever do with this? So how did you do that with your parents?
Yeah, that was a pretty mixed bag, I will have to say, especially with my mom having dementia. We had previously sorted through clothes, and so maybe I'll give you a little tip with a dementia person on how to how to get rid of some clothing. We actually my mom's lost a lot of weight, which often happens when you have those conditions, and we had to literally put her in front of a mirror, stick her in her dresses and blouses, and demonstrate that things really look awful for her to and then quickly get rid of it so it's gone, because once it was forgotten, it wasn't in the head anymore. But yeah, it's sometimes you have to get a little creative and of course give a lot of love along the way. And we brought her some new clothes to say, look, we bought you some fun new things. These are so comfy, some house suits. This makes you look so great. And that made it easier for her to say, yeah, we can get rid of the other thing.
Was it mostly your mom's stuff, or did your dad have stuff as well that he needed to? I mean, I look at mine, I got tools, I got all these things my hobbies.
No, my dad is pretty good with parting with things. His closet sorting actually went quite frank. We just chucked in the keeper pile, the maybe pile, and the has to go pile, and then a second go with the maybe pile, and it was done. He was really good about it. But we're coming up on our first break here. So again, we are sponsored by the Empowering Seniors Group. If you'd like to learn more about the Empowering Seniors, you can do so online at empoweringseniors.info. This is the Senior Moments Show. We're going to take a short break. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Did you know 1 in 3 people will visit a nursing home? Did you know that once there, they will stay there for an average of 3 years? Did you also know there are insurance options that can help cover this experience? Hi, I'm Tracy Ferris with Blue Water Health Insurance. It's not cheap to stay in a full-fledged nursing home. Long-term care insurance can help you or a loved one get the care they need and deserve. If you wait until you need it, you may be too late. Give me a call at 435-890-8155.
Thanks, Mom. Thanks, Dad.
No problem, sweetie.
I can't believe you're able to fit everything in that little sedan.
Bye!
When they move out, you can move on to a house that fits your life. It's time to live in a space that fits your family.
Hi, this is Sid Roeder with Achievement Realty. Let me help you to find a home that suits your needs and is less to take care of. Save money or even make money on the sale of your current home. Call me today at 512-6406, then list it, sell it, and move on.
Picture this. Your family's locked in court, fighting over your home and your assets because there was no plan. Don't let probate decide your future. I'm attorney Justin Wall with Wall Estate Solutions. Stay in control with wills, trusts, and smart planning that keeps your family out of court and your wishes protected. Get peace of mind today. Visit wallestate.law or call 435-294-0346. That's 435-294-0346. Your legacy, your plan.
Getting around your home should be easy and safe. At RT Med Mobile,
They provide wheelchairs, stair lifts, ramps, and electric lift chairs to help seniors maintain independence and comfort. Their friendly team offers free in-home consultations to find the perfect solution for you or your loved one. Locally owned and here to help. Call 435-260-6171 today. RT Med Mobile, because your mobility matters.
This is Mark Thurston with White Pine Funeral Services. The best time to plan is when you have time to plan. Having a pre-arranged funeral gives peace of mind for everyone involved. White Pine will customize your final wishes to fit your needs, from a traditional burial to cremation to a custom headstone. White Pine also accepts pre-arranged plans from other mortuaries, and we will absorb any transfer or revocation fees. No penalty to you. Visit whitepinefunerals.com or come and see us for more information.
White Pine Funeral Services, here when you need us most.
Hi, this is Bruce with Comfort Care. One of the ways we help loved ones stay in their home is by assisting with daily tasks. These may include bathing, meal preparation, medication reminders, and housekeeping. We even help with shopping, transportation, and errands. Most of all, we offer a trusted level of care. Let us help you live your best life possible with Comfort Care. This is Bruce, and you can call me at 754-7676. Comfort Care, 754-7676.
And welcome back to the Senior Moment Show. My name is Bryce Patton, here with my guest today and co-host Sid Roeder. Sid, you just came back from working with your parents, downsizing, and you were talking, the last little bit, you were talking about how you guys were sorting through and getting rid of things, and kind of the process there. But you want to walk a little more, like how did you go about deciding what they could take to the new place now that they downsized, or and what they could keep?
Yeah, of course. I think the biggest thing that one should keep in mind is, I think, having a goal of having a plan on how you go about downsizing and get rid of things, because that's what it boils down to. So even I think along the way, because this has made me aware, and since then I've discarded a lot more things, because I'm thinking if anybody has to go through my stuff afterwards, that's awful. So when it comes to that, you already have a replacement property, you know what you're going into. What helped us really was having a floor plan and measuring everything out. So it became really clear which furnishings could go and what furnishings had to find either a new home or be passed on to a family member. That's what I recommend. I think if as a senior, if you see the writing on the wall and you think this might happen, there's never a too early to get rid of things that you're not using anymore, you don't want anymore necessarily, or maybe you want to put some new furniture in your new place. So it's a good time to maybe invite your family members in and say, these are the items that we're trying to get rid of. Is anybody interested? And have a system on how to pass that on to somebody.
That's excellent. I know my parents are kind of going through the same thing, and we won't take my kids because my kids come home with everything that I grew up with. So I sit there and say, no, you can take one thing, but that's it, because our house is getting too cluttered even as it is. So
yeah. So
then from there, how was it getting everything moved over?
Okay, we didn't, I'm too far away, so my sister's going to be stuck with that one with her husband to help with that. And we did hire a moving company to move it, even though it's not very far. But that's a plan you have to make at that point in time to see how you're going to move it. And again, here in Utah, what I find oftentimes is that people, when they do downsize, they often relocate to a complete different area, because the kids are somewhere else. If you're giving up your home for something else, you're usually trying to be near family, and that may not even be the kids that are in town with you. Maybe they're the kids that have more time.
Mm-hmm, definitely. Well, so I guess let's kind of switch gears here. You were over there taking care of your parents. A lot of it was downsizing and getting them ready to move, but were there other things you were working on with your parents, trying to get all in line while you were over there? All right, so you're the realtor and so what have you seen here, especially locally, that people are looking for when they're downsizing?
It really depends because financially it's different for people sometimes. Sometimes they want to reduce their monthly payments. There's also products like a reverse mortgage that might be an issue if you're relocating into a more expensive area. A lot of people that are aging in Cache Valley feel that the cold's getting to them, so they're moving. And we've seen that in our circle too. Bruce moved down to St. George. So that's why it's good to have that conversation and also talk to a real estate agent, maybe put your feelers out in advance. It's never too early. You're not signing up for anything if you're saying, I'm going to start looking at what kind of options I have.
Are you noticing that if people are wanting to downsize, that they're selling their property, or are you seeing some people that are renting out their home?
I've seen it all, and I bring that up in the conversation I have with seniors that I deal with to see if they're sure what their goal is. Or I've had one client that was thinking of getting into an independent living facility in town, and I'm not sure if they're still doing that, but then they were offering that you could live there for up to 3 months and then make up your mind if you wanted to stay there or not. So she was able to test it out and had a child live in the house for a minute and then realized, no, I'm not quite ready to do that and switch that. But again, that's a discussion to have with a real estate agent to see what's your goal here. Are you trying things? Are you just looking at other options? If you can afford to just let it sit vacant or have a family member or grandchild live in it for a little bit to keep an eye on it and maybe check something else out or rent a place in St. George to see if you'd feel okay there. So many options.
Yeah, I think that's one of those things that everyone feels like when they start thinking down this road that's like, I'm selling my house, everything I've worked for is now gone, and I'm scared to do that, so they're scared to leave that. And it sounds like there's plenty of options here to be able to test the waters and see.
Absolutely. I mean, it really depends on how you're set up financially, as I said, or what the status is on what kind of loan product you have on your home still. But there are many options, which is why it's always a good idea to sit down with a professional and kind of get some suggestions, maybe some ideas, and check some things out. Nobody forces you to sell their home. If you sit down with a real estate agent and say, well, we think we want to downsize, what are our options?
Yeah. So what options here in the Valley, if people are interested in downsizing, what are you seeing a lot of people moving to when they downsize?
Well, it varies. There's not really, because that's such an individual thing. I think single level living is a real discussion, or a home where there's a basement that you wouldn't have to use other than if you have guests, but you really don't go down there ever. Then 55 plus communities have been interesting for seniors, mainly because of some of the maintenance items that fall away that you have to take care of in your own house, plus having common spaces. A lot of seniors worry when they have big families that if they downsize, then the family that always comes for Thanksgiving and Christmas, all of a sudden they can't come. But these communities, they have clubhouses and movie theaters and things like that where you can still have your family dinner if you book it in advance or find a date that works for the family. And that's great.
Is that usually one of the biggest holdups is, hey, if I downsize, people won't come visit?
I think a lot of seniors struggle with letting go of the memories, which is interesting to me because you don't lose the memories. And I actually offer my clients that I generate a booklet with photographs of their property to them if they so wish to have the visual for the memories, because they don't go away. That's really the thing. And when the kids support it and they're not attached anymore, I don't think that has to be a problem. This is the Senior Mom Show. We are at our second break. We're going to take a short break. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Are you tired of feeling unwell and not knowing why? At Next Level Health and Wellness, we hear you. We specialize in uncovering the root causes of your discomfort, whether it's gut health, hormone imbalances, or emotional and mental blocks. With personalized plans, advanced lab testing, and evidence-based holistic nutrition practices, we guide you toward lasting health and wholeness. Awaken your healing potential with a team that listens, understands, and supports you wherever you are. Visit nextlevelhw.com to start your journey to feeling better today.
You have a lot of options when it comes to buying or selling a home. Do you list it online, sell it yourself, or do you have a realtor help? It's a major financial and emotional decision. A realtor is the liaison between buyers and sellers and really helps you navigate complex contracts, deadlines, and disclosures.
Hi, this is Sid Roeder with Achievement Realty. I work for you to get the best outcome for your situation. Let me earn your trust with a free consultation and a free market analysis. Call me today at 512-6406. Then list it, sell it, and move on.
It's tough knowing how to care for an aging parent. Mom has always been there for me, but now I need to be there for her. When we found out she needed surgery, I wondered how I could attend to her needs and still be mom to my kids. I was so relieved to learn about transitional rehab at Maple Springs in North Logan. From the nurses to the physical therapists, it was like their whole staff was focused on helping Mom get better. Maple Springs in North Logan was an answer to my prayers.
Learn more at maplespringsnorthlogan.com or call 753-9400.
Need a helping hand? The Bear River Association of Governments, also known as BRAG, is here for you.
They assist seniors with in-home services, provide utility bill relief through the HEAT program, and offer rental assistance to keep you housed.
Need help with tax prep? Their experts ensure you get the refund you deserve. And for veterans, they're here to connect you with the benefits you've earned.
BRAG is your local resource for a stronger today and a more secure future. Call today or visit brag.utah.gov.
This is Oliver with Cache Valley Pharmacy. We're working with Cache Valley's own Focus Pharmacology and CacheMedical.org to help you lose weight the right way with supplements that support your weight loss journey and easy telehealth appointments from the comfort of your own home. When you think weight loss, think Cache Valley Pharmacy, your partner for a healthier, more confident you. Visit us at CacheValleyPharmacy.com or go to CacheMedical.org to start your weight loss journey today.
And welcome back to the Senior Moments Show. My name is Bryce Patton here talking with Sid Roeder, our guest and co-host today. And Sid, you've been telling us about experience with, your parents downsizing as well as what you've seen in the market. It's kind of cold. It's winter outside. So when's a good time to sell? When's a good time to buy? Does it matter?
Well, I think especially when you're looking at the situation with seniors, you can't necessarily look at it. A good time to buy or sell is when you need to, because that's when it needs to happen. Whatever the market condition is, if you're buying a replacement property, that replacement property will be in the same market, so you're not losing or gaining anything, because if the market's down and you're selling your house lower than you wished you would have, you're also buying lower than you maybe thought you might have to. So there's no plus when it comes to seniors. As I mentioned before, there are other mortgage products that might be interesting, like a reverse mortgage, so you can get out of either having your monthly mortgage payment or having a cash out to fund trips or purchase of a motorhome, you name it. There are ways, but that's a whole other show. I don't think there's necessarily a good or bad time, because even when it comes about listing a home, it's a bit a matter of perspective, because people feel there's nothing going on in winter. Nobody buys houses in winter. I don't want to list my house. Traditionally, yes, it is slower. But I've just experienced, while I was gone and banking on the fact that it is slower, that my personal business just blew up all of a sudden. There is no reason or rhyme. People are in situations where they want to move and they're looking. And if you're not on the market, they can't buy your house.
So list it now. We bought our house in January, and I remember moving in, and my brother thought I was crazy because there's 4 feet of snow. But I already lived up here. I knew what was going on, and I loved it. And It worked out well for us. So that's fantastic. So real quick, we haven't asked for your contact information, so let's get that real quick. So if anyone has any questions about real estate or want to get out and start looking, or just pick your brain about what your thoughts are, what's a good number and a good way to contact you?
Absolutely, yeah. I'm with Achievement Real Estate, and we are located on 64 East Federal Avenue, Suite 160 in Logan. It's really close to Cafe Ibis or Le Croissant, if you know where that's at. And I'm obviously very happy to sit down with anybody and talk about their options and analyze their situations. I do a free market analysis for your current home if you'd like to see just where you sit currently. And you can reach me at 435-512-6406.
So you mentioned something earlier that I think it's awesome. If somebody is just curious, are you willing to go take them out and show them what's out there?
Absolutely. I think especially for our senior population that are tinkering with the thought, what does that even look like? If they don't have anyone they know that's living in a 55 plus community and they don't know the amenities or things you can have. I mean, some even have gardening spots that you can rent if you want something extra. Some have pools, some don't. How does that clubhouse look like? How many of my kids can I get in there? All those questions can be answered. And I think if you're thinking you might reach that point, it's never too early to have your feelers out and get an idea, because if it's not time sensitive because you feel like you have to move now, if you know that is a particular community I might be interested in, you might want to wait for that one house that comes up that has the south-facing driveway that you want. And so it might take some time for that one to pop on the market.
That's funny you mentioned the south-facing driveway. I drove down one this morning, and I was like, oh, man, those north-facing driveways, they're all covered in snow still, and those south-facing are not. So that's fantastic. So how long does going and touring these homes usually take? Are you going to get worn out? If I call you and I'm like, hey, let's go spend an afternoon, am I going to get worn out and not be able to move the next couple days?
Well, I wouldn't quite say it like that. I typically don't recommend to do anything more than 6 to 8, because for any brain, you're not going to remember which bathroom was in which house. That's kind of where that goes. Plus, if you're loosely looking out there, it might be a good idea to just tackle 2 or 3 on one day and maybe 2 or 3 another day, and you can take some notes and maybe think about it for a minute to kind of get an idea in which direction you want to move.
Now, you are a wealth of information, not only in real estate, but all things real estate. I mean, because you have friends that you could help out. You can help out your clients by referring them to loan officers and help go through that. Absolutely. Is that something that you do often is, hey, I've got a guy. Do you have those connections that you trust?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I have loan officers that I trust, and especially when we're talking about reverse mortgage, which is for some seniors a good product, for others not. So there is a caveat, but there is also education that's required along with that. Yes, I do have people that can come also if your current home needs certain renovations that I can advise on if they make sense to do when you're thinking about return on investment. I have people that can do certain jobs to get things done.
Oh, that's fantastic. All right, one more time. Do you want to tell us where people can reach you if they have any questions or concerns and want to set up some time, maybe to go look at some homes?
Absolutely. I am with Achievement Realty. We are located on 64 East Federal Avenue, Suite 160 in Logan. Again, that's near Cafe Ibis or Le Croissant, whichever one you know better. And you can reach me at 435-512-6406. This is the Senior Moment Show. We're at the end of our show, and we hope you tune in again next week.